Season 2, episode 1. Let's go. Yeah. The KYREN Monteiro Show is back. Season 2, episode 1, baby.
When I started with this vision, people thought I was a scrub.
Yeah.
Now they show me love, you would think I was the plug.
Yeah.
Now I got the keys and I'ma show you what it is. King on this grind, you know I handle my biz.
You know I'm getting to these
blessings, 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 blessings.
I tell them something like a hater, hate, but we okay. Why? Stacking chips, Frito-Lays. Tell them check the circle, 0 lanes. A squad of fighters, we be the game. I'm moving fast up in my lane, so take a back seat. I told the coach to put me in just like an athlete.
I'm racing to the bed
Like sprinters at a track meet.
I'm catching blessings, I can't let them.
When I started with this vision, people thought I was a scrub. Now they show me love, you would think I was the plug. Now I got the keys and I'ma show you what it is. King on this grind, you know I handle my biz. I'm getting to these
blessings, 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 blessings.
Pow, 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 pow. What's going on, everybody? My name is KYREN Monteiro, man. I want to personally welcome y'all to the KYREN Monteiro Show, Season 2, Episode 1. Hand clap. Hand clap for the beautiful people out there, man. I hope that y'all doing all right, man. Today's topic on the first episode of Season 2 of the KYREN Monteiro Show, we going to call this thing Remain Planted. I want to repeat that again. We're going to call this episode Remain Planted. Let me tell y'all a short little story real quick, man. I remember starting on my journey as a professional audio engineer, and I was reaching out to all kind of different studios in my area, talking 2-3 hour radius. I was a young, hungry dude that just wanted to grind out. I wasn't trying to take clients from other audio engineers or studios. Wasn't trying to be the biggest man in the room. I was eager to learn and just wanted to be the best at my craft as a professional audio engineer. I was already a professional recording artist, formerly known as The Messenger, now just by my real name, KYREN Monteiro. Toured the country, performed in like 30 states. It was time for me to start evolving into other things while keeping that going. And when I first was reaching out to some engineers and reaching out to some people, you know, they kind of played me, right? They kind of pushed me to the left like I wasn't nothing. And that's fine. They didn't owe me anything, right? And so I kept pushing. Personal life was going crazy. Legal matters. It was just all kind of stuff. Self-inflicted, by the way, things that I caused and brought upon myself. And no matter what, I remained planted. I kept my faith. I still trusted the process. I still knew no weapon formed against me would prosper. I still trusted God. I still kept the faith, and I kept it moving and kept pushing. And speed up today in 2023. I'm looking at an article beside me that came out in December of 2022, featured in Sweetwater's Sweet Note magazine. Now, Sweetwater is one of the biggest, if they are the biggest, music retailer in the world, right? And had I not stayed planted and remained planted in the beginning and throughout the years, then opportunities wouldn't have happened like that. 2 years ago, we wanted to open the first high-end recording studio in our city, Marion, Indiana, downtown. 2 years later, by the grace of God, we still remain here. What I'm saying is today, man, is that, like, it's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff. But you got to remain planted, man. See, this podcast is not one of them make you feel good podcasts. This podcast is an add value to your life type of podcast. You know, it's funny with this podcast, like it was supposed to launch in 2020. I got the idea for it. I was talking to one of my closest friends, Chris Hall, a.k.a. C4. Actually, he interviewed me on season 1. So if you haven't checked out season 1 of the KYREN Monteiro Show, please go check it out. 10 episodes. It's so much value in that, man, you got guys, heavy hitters like my guy Trent Daly from Insurance Management Group. You got my guy, one of my closest friends, Ronnie Morrell Jr., who's currently running for the mayor in Marion, Indiana. If he wins, he will be the first African-American mayor in our city, and he'll also be the youngest mayor ever to win it in our city, man. Guys like my guy Keenan Davis, who still is running a State Farm agency and an entrepreneur here locally and leader in the community, and just some other people, man. So go check out season 1 of the KYREN Monteiro Show if you haven't checked it out. All of the videos are available on YouTube. And also, it's available on all streaming platforms and platforms that allow you to download podcasts. So things like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, etc. You also can check out KYRENMonteiro.com to go get the episodes there. But anyways, jumping back into this podcast was supposed to be birthed in 2020, right? At the end of 2019 is when I started getting an itch for it. 2020, I wrote out the first season. I wrote out who I wanted to interview and all of these things. And this is right there in the middle of COVID. But for some reason, I didn't do it, right? So then I kept talking about it to my, one of my closest friends, Chris Hall, to my guy, Ronnie Morrell Jr. And last year, my dude Ronnie he just was like, in a random phone conversation, was just like, yo, bro, quit talking about it and do it. You keep talking about you want to do this. You keep talking about you want to do that. Just do it, right? So I was like, all right, since you so supportive, then you're gonna be my first guest. And he was. And he held to his word. He showed up to the office, and if you go listen to season 1, episode 1 of the KYREN Monteiro Show, my dude Ronnie is the first guest on there. Round of applause, man, for that. But the reason that I say all of that is that life is gonna happen, in your marriage and your family and your friendships, at your jobs and your careers. No matter what, life is going to happen, man. No day is perfect. And so what better way to start out season 2, episode 1, encouraging people to remain planted. Man, there's been so many losses out here going on. We do so much clowning on social media and, acting like everything is all right, man. We paint life to be pretty. We make it fun. Man, life is not always pretty. Life is not always fun, man. Life is hard at times. Last year, in 2022 on July 5th, me and my family, we lost my grandmother, Janice Jackson Majors, Janice Louise Jackson Majors, to be correct all the way. And even to this day, almost a year later, man, it's been hard. But remaining planted, I'm trusting God through the process. And I'm just clinging on to the memories and trying to apply as much of the wisdom that she instilled in me, that helps make a huge part of who I am today. She is a huge reason of who I am today. And the way that I honor her and commemorate her memory and help her legacy to go on is to do that, is to keep pushing, is to remain planted, is to try to stay as solid as possible and make those things come true. And so I understand, man, that we all are going through hurt. I just want to encourage y'all to remain planted. I want to remind y'all and encourage y'all to keep pushing. And I just want to say, don't give up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's on the brink of giving up right now. I know it because I've talked to people. And so I know no matter where you're at in the world, listening or watching this right now, I know that life is hard. And I'm here to tell you that I'm a personal witness and proof that if you remain planted and stay focused, that things can happen. Now, I'm far from perfect. I still mess up all the time. But at the end of the day, it's about pushing. It's about not giving up. It's about staying focused. So this first episode is not going to be long, man. Round of applause to all the listeners out here, man. You know we got to add the theatrics, man, for real, man. But I do want to say thank y'all, man, to everybody who has supported this podcast. We are getting the crank back up. I'm very excited to bring y'all more content. I'm very excited to sit down and have some great discussions with people. We still getting things mapped out. But season 1 is, was amazing. And it was, the funny thing about season 1 that to me makes it such a classic season, none of it was scripted. Everything that you hear on season 1 is all on the spot. None of it is scripted. None of it is nothing. And so, yeah, man, I appreciate all of the feedback. It still gets downloads every week. We're still getting emails showing metrics and who's listening. Even if it's just a few downloads, that's grateful. So make sure that you share it. If y'all want to check out my personal website, go to KYRENMONTEIRO.com. You can find my music. You can find merchandise. You can find this podcast there. If you want to check out the record label, which has similar things as far as the music and merchandise, go to engagerecords.net. Check out fightsquad.net. For those who want to start a podcast, or for those who may need audio production services like recording, mixing, mastering, and different post-production needs from audio production, contact our business, Frequency Canvas, at frequencycanvas.com, or shoot us an email, office@frequencycanvas.com. This podcast is presented and produced by Frequency Canvas. Shout out to all of that, man. Hand clap for that, man. Yeah, hand clap to that, man, because, without Frequency Canvas, none of this would be possible, man. So I just want to encourage all of y'all to remain planted, man. You know what? I got a new single out right now called Blessings. It dropped on my birthday recently. Just turned 33 on May 10th. Hand clap to that, man, because it feel good to be alive, man. It feel good. Let's play that. We're going to close the first episode out with Blessings, man. Available on all streaming platforms right now. If you can relate, tell them.
When I started with this vision, people thought I was a scrub.
Yes, sir.
Now they show me love, you would think I was the plug. Now I got the keys and I'ma show you what it is. King on this grind, I had on my beat. I'm getting to these blessings, 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 blessings.
Go get that right now, man. Hey, man, I'm here to encourage y'all today, for real, for real. Remain planted, stay focused, don't get off track. You're going to fall down, you're going to mess up, you're going to bump your head. But the goal and the key is to stay focused, don't give up, man. Remain planted. All right, man, much love to y'all.